Hello everyone, I am Balaji Rao. Welcome to BR Max class. Till now, whatever we learned in vector algebra chapter, in case if you not watched those videos, I'll give that videos playlist link in cards here. In this class, we will learn about direction cosines and direction ratios of a vector. This concept is important one. We use this concept very frequently throughout the chapter vector algebra as well as three-dimensional geometry also. Before going to start this video, please drop a like for this video. Without much delay, let's begin the class. In last class, we learned about this. If P equal to x comma y comma z is a point in a space, if I consider a point P in a space, then y we will write OP bar as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap, and y magnitude of OP bar is root over x square plus y square plus z square. These things I explained in last class. In this class, what we are going to learn? In this class, we will learn direction cosines and direction ratios of a vector OP bar. You observe this diagram. To explain this, I consider a three-dimensional geometrical figure. You see, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis, and point of intersection of these three things is origin. Now, what I am saying, I will consider a point P in a space. You observe, this is the point P in a space. Here, P is x comma y comma z. What I am trying for? I am trying to find direction cosines of a vector OP bar. Where is OP bar? You observe, this is OP bar. Little difficult to understand this. So, to explain, I will consider a figure of this shape. You observe, I consider a shape of this diagram. Now, you try to understand what is happening exactly. You see, listen carefully. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. Look here. Okay. Now, I consider a point P in a space now. See, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. See, this is the point P. P. What is P? P I consider as x comma y comma z. Where is OP bar? You see, this is some vector. You know that this point is O. See, this is OP bar. I'll suppose this is OP bar. P point here. This is OP bar. If you want to understand this more clearly, you also consider a three-dimensional geometric figure like this so that you can understand it very easily. Now, you know what is OP bar. Now, what I'll consider? You observe here. Let alpha, beta, gamma are the angles made by vector OP bar with x-axis, y-axis, z-axis respectively. See here, this is OP bar na. This makes an angle alpha with x-axis. This makes an angle beta with y-axis. This makes an angle gamma with z-axis. See, this is OP bar na. You observe, this is the angle made by OP bar with x-axis. You observe, this angle is alpha. This angle is alpha. This is the angle made by OP bar with y-axis. This is the angle. So, this is the angle beta. Now, you observe this is z-axis na. This is the angle made by OP bar with z-axis. I taken this angle as gamma. What I considered? OP bar makes an angle alpha with x-axis, makes an angle beta with y-axis, makes an angle gamma with z-axis. Then, the direction cosines of a vector OP bar is defined as cos alpha, comma, cos beta, comma, cos gamma are called direction cosines. See, this is the standard notation of direction cosines. Direction cosines I can write directly like this. This is direction cosines of a vector OP bar. This is definition of direction cosines of a vector OP bar. I'll quickly recall what is the definition of direction cosines of a vector OP bar. Let P of x comma y comma z is a point in a space. Let the vector OP bar makes an angle alpha with x-axis, makes an angle beta with y-axis, makes an angle gamma with z-axis. Then cos alpha, comma, cos beta, comma, cos gamma are called direction cosines of the vector OP bar. In trigonometry, cos means cosine function, tan means tangent function. With the help of cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, we can find unique direction of the vector OP bar. With the help of cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, I can identify exact direction of the vector OP bar. Now you understand the definition of direction cosines of a vector. You learn about direction cosines of a vector OP bar. What about direction cosines of a vector PO bar? What are the direction cosines of a vector PO bar? You please observe, this is OP bar. You look here, this is the angle alpha made by OP bar with x-axis. What is the angle made by PO bar with x-axis? What is the angle made by PO bar with x-axis? Not this one. This is angle made by OP bar. This is PO bar, na? This is the continuation of PO bar. What is the angle made by PO bar with x-axis? You observe this. This is the angle. You consider a three-dimensional figure like this so that you can understand this easily. Sum of this angle plus this angle is 180 degrees, na? So this angle is 180 degrees minus alpha. What I said, if OP bar makes an angle alpha with x-axis, then PO bar makes an angle 180 degrees minus alpha with x-axis. This is the point you need to catch. To understand this more clearly, this type of geometrical figure you take and you try to understand what I am saying, then you can understand this very easily. If OP bar makes an angle alpha with x-axis, then PO bar makes an angle 180 degrees minus alpha with x-axis. If OP bar makes an angle beta with y-axis, then PO bar makes an angle 180 degrees minus beta. If OP bar makes an angle gamma with z-axis, then PO bar makes an angle 180 degrees minus gamma with z-axis. So, what is first note point? If alpha comma beta comma gamma are the angles made by the vector OP bar, then 180 minus alpha comma 180 minus beta comma 180 minus gamma are the angles made by PO bar with x-axis, y-axis, z-axis respectively. These are the angles made by the vector PO bar, not OP bar. So, what are the direction cosines of PO bar? Cos pi minus alpha, comma, cos pi minus beta, comma, cos pi minus gamma are the direction cosines of PO bar. What are these? These are the direction cosines of the vector PO bar. Cos 180 minus alpha, you know that from trigonometry cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So minus cos alpha, cos pi minus beta is minus cos beta, cos pi minus gamma is minus cos gamma. So minus cos alpha comma minus cos beta comma minus cos gamma are the direction cosines of a vector PO bar. Here one important point I am trying to say. Now I'll discuss direction cosines of a line. If I take a line OP, then what are the angles made by this line OP with x-axis, y-axis, z-axis? Alpha, beta, gamma are one set of angles made by OP with x-axis, y-axis, z-axis respectively. At the same time, 180 minus alpha, comma, 180 minus beta, comma, 180 minus gamma are the angles made by line, L-I-N-E, line, made another set of angles made by line OP with x-axis, y-axis, z-axis respectively. So, when we speak about direction cosines of a line, cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are the direction cosines of a line. At the same time, minus cos alpha, minus cos beta, minus cos gamma also direction cosines of that line. That means you will get two sets of direction cosines of a straight line. In general, direction cosines of a vector are denoted by LMN. That means L is what? L is cos alpha, M is cos beta, N is cos gamma. We use this LMN very frequently from now onwards. Third note point is very important. To understand this, you must know what is cos theta. We know that cos theta is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. This is the definition we learn in trigonometry. So here I'll calculate what is cos alpha with the help of this diagram. P of x comma y comma z is any point in a space. If P is x comma y comma z, what is this point on x-axis? I'll take this point as A. You observe this x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. This is point P. Where is point A? Where is point A? Point A is on x-axis. Look here. This is point A. I hope you are understanding. This is point A. X. This is x comma y comma z na. X coordinate is the perpendicular distance from point to yz plane. See, this is y axis, this is z axis na. This plane is yz plane. So this length is what? This length is the x coordinate. As P is x comma y comma z, this length is x. If this length is x, you observe, this length is also x. So what is A? As point A is on x-axis, its y coordinate, z coordinate are 0. So what is A? A is x comma 0 comma 0. So if the point P is x comma y comma z, then the point A is x comma 0 comma 0. Similarly, if I consider this point on y-axis as B, this point B will be 0 comma y comma 0. Why? Because P is x comma y comma z. As P is x comma y comma z, if I consider this point as C, this point is 0 comma 0 comma z. I hope you are understanding. You observe this diagram carefully. The triangle OAP forms a right angle triangle. This is O, this is A, this is point P. Observe this carefully. OAP. P means it comes here like this. You observe here. It comes like this. This is point A. This is point P. AP will come like this. I hope you are understanding. What I am trying to say, if you observe carefully this diagram, the triangle OAP forms a right angle triangle. It is right angle at this point. And this is the alpha. What is cos alpha? Cos alpha is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Whatever the angle is there opposite to alpha, that is known as opposite side. That means AP is the opposite side. OA is the adjacent side. OP is the hypotenuse. OP is the hypotenuse. I hope you understand this. You consider something boxed like this and you try to imagine what I am saying, then you can understand very easily. So in triangle OAP, you identified that OA is the adjacent side, OP is the hypotenuse. Cos alpha formula is what? What is cos alpha formula? Cos alpha formula is adjacent side by hypotenuse. What is adjacent side? OA divided by what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is OP. OP is nothing but magnitude of OP bar. Magnitude of OP bar is OP now, that we learned in last class also. Okay. What is OA? You see, this point A is x comma 0 comma 0 now. What is this length OA? OA is x. So OA is x divided by magnitude of OP bar. In last class we learned if P is x comma y comma z, magnitude of OP bar is root over x square plus y square plus z square. So what is magnitude of OP bar here? Magnitude of OP bar is root over x square plus y square plus z square. So you got cos alpha. Similarly, I'm not going to explain like this. Similarly, cos beta. What is cos beta? Cos beta is y divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square. What about cos gamma? Cos gamma is z divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square. So this is the final point what I want to say. If P equal to x comma y comma z, then direction cosines of OP bar formula is what? Very, very important. X divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square, y divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square, z divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square. What is the relation between L, M, N? If you observe this L square plus M square plus N square value, what is L? L is cos alpha. This is L. This is what? This is L. This is M. This is N. L square. What is L square? Square this. Square this. What is L square? You will get L square as x square divided by, when we square this root will get cancelled now, x square divided by x square plus y square plus z square plus M square. What is M square? M square is y square divided by x square plus y square plus z square. What about N square? N square is z square divided by x square plus y square plus z square. You observe LCM. What is LCM here? LCM is x square plus y square plus z square. So in the numerator what you will get? In the numerator you will get x square plus y square plus z square. If both will get cancelled, you will get 1. So this is the fourth note point. L square plus M square plus N square value is 1. Even though the video is getting lengthy, I'll try to quickly recall what you learned about direction cosines of a vector. Let P equal to x comma y comma z is a point in a space and the vector OP bar makes an angle alpha with x axis, makes an angle beta with y axis, makes an angle gamma with z axis. then cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are known as direction cosines of a vector OP bar. And we learned that the direction cosines of PO bar minus cos alpha, minus cos beta, minus cos gamma are known as direction cosines of the vector PO bar. And we learned that the direction cosines of a line OP are plus or minus cos alpha comma, plus or minus cos beta comma, plus or minus cos gamma are the direction cosines of the line OP. What is the first note point? We learned that cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are the direction cosines of a vector OP bar. Then minus cos alpha, minus cos beta, minus cos gamma are the direction cosines of a vector PO bar. What is the second note point? We learned that direction cosines of a vector are denoted by L, M, N. From now onwards, L means cos alpha, M means cos beta, N means cos gamma. And third one, if P equal to x comma y comma z, then direction cosines of a vector OP bar are x divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square, comma y divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square, comma z divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square. And fourth point is the relation between L, M, N. We learned that L square plus M square plus N square value is 1. What we are learning in this class? We are learning about direction cosines and direction ratios. Direction cosine plays the major part. Direction ratios is simple only. So let's see the definition of direction ratios of a vector. The definition of direction ratios of a vector is like this. You consider three numbers which are proportional to direction cosines of a vector. Those three numbers are known as direction ratios of that vector. It is simple only, do not confuse much. Direction ratios of vectors are what? They are three numbers. Three numbers which are proportional to direction cosines of vector, which are known as direction ratios of a vector. Have patience. Try to understand coming 5 minutes, then you can understand more clearly about this. I'll take three numbers A, B, C which are proportional to direction cosines L, M, N. See, three numbers A, B, C are proportional to direction cosines L, M, N means what? A divided by L equal to B divided by M equal to C divided by N. This gives A by L gives some number, na? That number I can take it as K. That means all these are equal to K. From this, what is A? If I equate first one and last one, I'll get A equal to LK. If I equate second one and last one, I'll get B equal to MK. You equate this one and this one, what is C? C equal to NK. You have to observe one thing carefully. What you got? A is LK, B is MK, C is NK. Here very important point is there, listen carefully. We know that A, B, C are the direction ratios of a vector. What I got? I got that LK, MK, NK are the direction ratios of the same vector. If P is x comma y comma z, then what are direction cosines of OP bar? What is L? L is x divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square. Na? What I will do now, I will calculate LK. LK. What is L? L is x divided by root over x square plus y square plus z square. This is what we learn in direction cosines. Now K. K is some scalar. Na? What I will do? You can take K as any scalar. Suppose K as root over x square plus y square plus z square into root over x square plus y square plus z square. Now what happened? These two will get cancelled. What you got? You got LK as x. You got LK as x. Similarly, you will get MK as y. Similarly, you will get NK as z. What you came to know, very important point is there. For the vector, if P equal to x comma y comma z, then for the vector OP bar, x comma y comma z are nothing but the direction ratios. So main important point, if OP bar is xi cap plus yj cap plus z cap, then we can consider their scalar components x, y, z as the direction ratios of that vector, because I taken ABC are the direction ratios. Now what I got ABC values? I got ABC values as x, y, z only. Please keep this point in your mind. From now onwards, for any vector, their scalar components taken as direction ratios of that vector. See here, xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap is one vector. Now, for this vector, what are the direction ratios? What are their scalar components? X, y, z or the direction ratios of that vector. For this point, you can drop a like for this video. three numbers a comma b comma c are proportional to the direction cosines of a vector, then those three numbers are known as direction ratios of that vector. What important point you learned, for every vector their scalar components acts as a direction ratios. That reason I explained here. And one important point here, a is lk, b is mk, c is nk, like that we got now. If I take k is what? K is any scalar. In place of k, if I write 1, L, M, N also acts as direction ratios of that vector. L, M, N also acts as direction ratios of that vector. Important point, direction ratios of a vector are not unique. In next point, you will come to know this point also. For any vector, their direction cosines also acts as the direction ratios. You please observe this note point. If A, B, C are the direction ratios of a vector, three numbers A, B, C are the direction ratios of a vector, then for a non-zero scalar k, you can take any scalar k. K is some constant. For any non-zero scalar k, Ka, Kb, Kc are also direction ratios of that vector. This tells you that direction ratios of a vector are not unique. For example, there is a vector whose direction ratios are 1, 2, 3. Then if I take a non-zero scalar k, k into 1, k into 2, k into 3 are also direction ratios of that vector. Suppose you take k equal to 2. Multiply all these with 2, what you will get? 2, 4, 6. These are also direction ratios of that vector. So, direction ratios of a vector are not unique. If a, b, c are the direction ratios of a vector, then for any non-zero scalar k, ka, kb, kc are also direction ratios of that vector. I hope you understand this class. If you like this video, please drop a like and share this video with your friends so that they'll also will get benefit. In case if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe now. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.